Hi y'all. This is to update on my recent journey into the ancestral information. Recently, during my meditation processes, it has been stressed to me that I need to spend more time with my ancestors, so I had to go about discovering how to best love them, commune with them, sharing care relative to them, and so forth. So I downloaded a bunch of YouTube videos and some text pieces about the ancestral issues, and it has been a great learning process, quite helpful and beneficial for what I need to connect better with them. And this is my dear mom, precious jewel she is. Well, when I was meditating on yesterday, I already had one altar, and I live in an apartment, so I don't have a whole lot of space to be stretching out with the altar placements and so forth, but I had enough room to do a second altar, and it was emphasized to me yesterday in my meditation to do a separate altar just for my ancestors, which I did. And I put on it, I had a piece of tree bark, some bay leaves, a photo of my mom, this one that you're looking at now, a group photo of family members, a photo of a Native American because that's in my bloodline. I also put on there a red tea light candle, a glass of water, some crystals, and my mother liked to write, so I'll probably include an ink pen on there as a tribute to her. And I probably left out some things that I put on the altar, but pretty much you get the drift. And also, I made sure to have a representation of every element, the fire, air, water, and earth. Oh, yes, I put some feathers on there, 3 feathers. And 3 is a magical number, so if you're interested, look up the meaning of the number 3. So I have an attachment to that number because of the universe letting me know that it's special for my persona and my practices and so forth. So, and what I did this morning, when it was still dark outside, I got my breakfast fixed and I sat in front of my newly created ancestor altar and had breakfast with my ancestors. Oh, and also I forgot I had put a piece of kiwi fruit on the altar so they would have something to eat as well. So I had breakfast and we communed. They spoke to me and I spoke back to them, and I really felt the presence. As a matter of fact, after I finished the altar on yesterday, when I walked back into the room where I put the altar, I felt a different presence. I just felt, the love and the energy and the atmosphere, and I was so delighted to feel that. It was precious. So tomorrow morning, what I plan to do when it's still dark outside, I got a thing about doing things in darkness. That really is my preference, if at all possible. I'm going to put on one of my mother's favorite songs and sit in front of the altar and listen to it with her. And that is going to be such a pleasure. I'm sure she'll love that. So I'm getting more familiar with how to engage. And it's delightful. I'm hearing them more. It's likely because I have been tuning into them more and concentrating on them more. And as a result of me investing in them more, they have invested more in me. And we are indeed chit-chatting and so forth, and I'm loving this, y'all. So thank y'all for listening. And also, I'm going to put in the description area, a link to my blog where I have quite a few links to videos and so forth and text about the ancestral issues. And I don't entirely agree with everything that everybody says. That's often the case with us all. However, I pick out the pieces that are suitable for my spiritual unique journey, and the rest of it, I wish them the best with their own individual pursuits. So just be mindful if you happen to go on the blog, you just listen to what you are called to, and what doesn't call to you, don't answer it. Because everybody has to find out what is in their lane. But again, I'm sure something on the blog will help because there are a bunch of links. So I do hope that it will inspire you and encourage you to be further empowered by getting more in tune with your ancestral issues. And also, one guy on the video that I pulled out, he indicated that our ancestors were only of our bloodline. I think that's the drift I got from him. Well, I disagree with that. And some of the people that I listened to indicated that our ancestors are not just our blood ancestors, but the ancestors, just other folks who have passed on that may be helpful to our journeys and so forth. Like for me, I call on Marvin Gaye and Bruce Lee and James Brown and Prince, and they are in my bloodline that I know of, but they are the ancestors. And so I'm calling on them for their love and sharing and caring and contributions that I want to give to them. And when their birthdays come, I want to sing happy birthday to them and things like that. So you find the people that you admire that have passed on, and even some living ones, you can use their energies. I call on the energies of certain people that I admire and that are still on the planet. So energies are energies, whether they're still here on the planet or passed on to a higher elevation. So you just do what works best for you, and don't absolutely agree fully with what anyone says if it doesn't jive with your particular spiritual posture. So thank y'all for listening. Bye now.